I started trading crypto in 2023 and by 2025 I reached financial freedom. Now, I am here to prove that financial freedom is not a fantasy, it is a strategy. And today, I will show you exactly how I traded this market, the mistakes, the flips, and my current position. No vague guesses, only clear strategy with entry, targets, and stop loss. What's up guys, it's JC here. So it's been about 2 weeks since my last video, and I'm sorry for the delay. First, let's quickly review my previous outlook. So there were 3 key points. First, build short positions from 111K to 117K area. And 2, if the weekly 3 black crows pattern fails, cut half the position. So in other words, Bitcoin weekly chart, 3 black crows pattern, and if the third big red candle is completely reversed and the weekly candle closes above that way, reduce exposure by 50%. And third, if price hits 119.4K level, exit completely, fully invalidate the outlook. So yeah, I built shorts from 111K to 117K, and price pushed exactly to 117.8K, which makes my idea of shorting correct, but the only drawback was entering too early. So price action dragged on, the weekly reversed the red candle and broke 3 black crows, so I cut half as planned. And I closed the remaining half into the recent sharp drop. And right after that, I switched to a long position here with average entry at 112.5K. Because of the sudden volatility, I did not have time to produce a video. However, I immediately posted an update in the YouTube community tab. And as you all know, I'm not running a Telegram or any other private channel. So the urgent updates will always be on the YouTube community tab. So make sure you are subscribed and turn on notifications. Now let's move on to my new outlook, my current long position at 112.5K. And y'all know me, just because I entered a long position, I don't do weak analysis like, yes, it might go up. I'll explain the exact reason for my long entry, the targets, and the stop loss right now. First, the entry reason. I went long because, pretty simple, price reached this diagonal trend line. So this is a diagonal trend line I have been monitoring for some time. So if you look at Bitcoin's movements around it, the story is pretty clear. So price broke above this trend line and falls back, a fake out, pushed even higher, and falls back again. And after this, there were several failed attempts to break this trend line and finally broke through, and now we're seeing a retest. Those of you who watch my videos often will understand this point. Multiple failed attempts at the same level here means the market makers have a plan. They bait traders into shorting this zone, which means they intentionally create the psychology that this zone is the best place to short. Retail traders then naturally take profits on longs or enter fresh shorts every time price comes back to this zone. And right when everyone gets comfortable, market makers squeeze the shorts and send price higher. And after a hard-fought breakout, we're finally seeing a retest at this level. So to me, this leaves no choice but to try long. And of course, price can still break down. But in that case, I'll simply stop out once we close firmly below this level. A trader who knows exactly where to die has nothing to fear. And of course, by die, I mean the stop loss. So that covers the entry reason, and now let's talk about the targets. The targets, TP, as much as your capacity allows. There's no perfect point to take profit, but I'll still just share my plan so you can use it for reference. So with a tight stop and considering the risk reward and liquidity zones, my first target is the 114 to 115K area, and my second target is the 117K area. What if it pushes higher? Even better. If a new bull market resumes, I'll look for another solid entry and ride it for a much bigger move. Now, the invalidation zone. Very simple. If the daily or weekly closes under this diagonal trend line, I cut it cleanly. And if a sharp drop leaves a long wick before close, and at the latest I would cut around 109. I'll post in the community tab if necessary, so make sure you have your notifications on. And if fear comes back with the big drop, I already have a plan for that as well, and I will make a separate video when the situation gets closer. Thanks again for watching. Your subscription and likes give me huge motivation to keep making these videos. Always stay disciplined, trade with logic, not emotions. Make sure you survive this market. I'll see you in the next one.